Now then, Freak Out. Our next guest is a household name. I'm sure you're going to recognise Nile Rodgers. Is an award-winning guitarist, singer, songwriter, producer and founder, of course, of the band CHIC. He's worked with the likes of David Bowie, Madonna and Diana Ross and so many more. And now you can apparently enjoy the company of the multiple Grammy-winning superstar from the luxury of your own home. He's inviting fans to join him for a COVID-safe personal audience through the world's first voice interactive digital portrait. The legend himself joins me now to tell us more.
Hi,
well, you're there somewhere. There you are. Sorry, you didn't pop up there. Nile Rodgers, we're not worthy. Thank you very much indeed for joining us here on Sky News tonight. Now, I want to dive in on this project. It is the Forever Projects in the Room with Nile Rodgers, available at hereintheroom.com, and it bills it as saying it's the next best thing to meeting you in the flesh. So I take it it's not your average Zoom call. Tell us about it.
No, it's not your average Zoom call. In fact, you are talking to me and the AI is so brilliant that I answer you in real time. And as I get smarter, I love talking about me like sort of in the third person. As Nile gets smarter, the answers become even more precise.
And is anything off limits? Can people ask you anything they like and you will deal with it?
There is nothing off limits. As a matter of fact, when I was trying it out for the first time myself, I can't help it. It's a little kid in me. I said, what's your name? And it said, my name is Nile Rodgers. I said, wait a minute, my name is Nile Rodgers. What day were you born? He gave me his birth date. And I said, that's my birthday. You're trying to steal my identity. And we actually had a real personal conversation, or I had a real personal conversation with myself. It was quite funny.
And do you play any music as well?
I actually only play a wee bit of We Are Family, and I don't play it as vigorously as I would if I were really playing the song. I just sort of map out the chord changes, and I use that as an intro to take my position to wait for the questions.
Now, reading the blurb, it also says we can ask you about things like how was it to work with David Bowie? And given I spot the thin white Duke behind you over your right shoulder, I think, with one of his platinum discs, I suspect. Tell us then, what was it like to work with David Bowie?
Oh, it was amazing. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna correct myself. I do, in fact, think I play music because I think I tell the story of Let's Dance, and I always like to demonstrate it because just talking about it, if you're not a musician, you don't necessarily understand. But when I can demonstrate it, it becomes really a lot clearer. So I may, in fact, do it with that song. And because they asked me a humongous amount of questions, I can't even remember everything that they so they could have easily asked me the chord changes to, I don't know, Get Lucky or something, and maybe I played that.
Well, just as well I asked you about David Bowie there, jogged the memory. Now, can I ask you, though, what has it been like for you? Let's get a bit more serious for a moment or two. During this awful pandemic we've been through, and I understand you lost your mother during the course of the pandemic, and that was very difficult in terms of saying goodbye, and our condolences for that. I mean, it's been such a difficult time for so many hundreds of millions of people.
Yeah, that was, I've still not quite gotten over that, and she died 2 days after Christmas. It's been very, very difficult, but having something like this project has given me other things to focus on, and because I'm such a workaholic, that's actually helped me. Just concentrating, trying to make this project work as perfectly as possible, being very sincere, being very honest, being very open. And that was the thing that was very, 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 very important to me, because everybody has seen my life. I wrote my autobiography. There's no way I'm going to be revisionistic. I'm going to tell you the truth. So it's fun. It's fun to learn the truth and hear the stories. And most people probably haven't read my book, so you get the real stories of what happened.
And what about the effect of the lockdowns on so many people in your industry? No money coming in, not able to perform. Some pretty terrible stories out there.
It's horrible, and in the U.S. now, it's really just gotten really out of control, and I don't understand why the masses aren't really listening. It's getting a little crazy, and also, of course, economically, it's just a disaster. I think President Biden is really trying to help, and I think from what I've felt from the people around me, people seem to be a little bit more optimistic, but it's going to take quite some time to resolve this issue, because every day they keep talking about new variants and this and that, and I just have my fingers crossed that we'll get it under control as quickly as possible. I've had both my vaccinations some time ago, so I actually, even though I'm still incredibly cautious, I do walk through the world a little bit more. I don't know. I'm not nearly as nervous as I once was.
And Niall, I really can't ask you anything, can't I? I understand that many, many moons ago, when you were a teenager, you were actually in the Black Panthers, and I've just watched that wonderful film. I'm sure you've seen it, Jesus and the Black Messiah. And I want to ask you this: since then, I mean, do you feel that anything really has changed in the United States in terms of its attitude to race?
Some things have changed. Some things have felt like they were a move forward. Other things have felt like they were a move backwards. Almost a slingshot reaction to some of the progressive things that have happened. But I'm hoping that through all the chaos comes order, because I'm an optimistic person at heart. And, I just think that things have to get better, because it's pretty bad now.
Yeah. OK. Nile Rodgers, really great talking to you. As I say, really can't ask you anything, and we can continue that with the Forever Project, available at hereintheroom.com. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on Sky News Tonight.
Yeah, please check it out. You'll have a blast. It's fun.
I'm joining in.